sports are back for the Yellow Jackets. I'm Chris Bjornstall, and we've got a lot of sports to cover this week on The Buzz. Over to the golf course now, as the men's and women's golf teams competed in the UMAC Conference Preview Tournament at Pebble Creek Golf Club in Becker, Minnesota. The men's team finished second overall as Cody Sustanich would have a collegiate career low 5 over par 77 to finish the day in third place. As for the women's team, they finished fourth overall, and freshman Delaney Koecker placed 13th, competing as an individual. The two teams also competed at the Midwest Region Classic, with the men's team finishing in a tie for fourth place, while the women's team would take seventh. The men are headed to compete at the SJU Fall Invitational, while the women will compete at the Marion Invite this weekend. The men and women's cross-country teams would also take part in a UMAC preview, also known as the Dan Conway Classic, at Namidji Golf Course on September 9th. The men would run a 6K as senior Derek Moe would finish 13th place with a time of 20 minutes and 8 seconds, helping the team place fourth. It was a 5K event for the women and a solid day of running for the team, as they would finish third overall, with Nicole Kolsky taking 22nd place. Their next event will be Saturday, September 18th for the St. Olaf Invitational. The men's soccer team headed to Bethel on Wednesday. Down by 2 in the second half, Blake Perry would find Philip Eriksson, who now makes the goalie, to cut the lead. The Royals would score 2 more times to take a 4-1 lead, but in the 86th minute, senior Blake Doya scores in the 4-2 loss. Now under the lights for the opening game of the UMAC Conference, they would face Northland. The Lumberjacks would score first, but the Jackets respond with 6 goals. Protus Babaya scores back-to-back goals, while 4 other players find the back of the net. They get their first win of the season after a tough non-conference schedule, 6-1. Up next, they'll head back to Northland on September 18th. It was a busy week for women's soccer, starting with the 3-2 victory over UW River Falls. Nia Wilson would net 2 goals, including the game winner off a PK. It would be their first win over the Falcons in the 26 all-time meetings. Wilson would be named Offensive Player of the Week for the UMAC Conference. Versus Augsburg, Wilson would score another goal in the 12th minute for her third of the season in the 2-1 double overtime loss. And finally, versus Edgewood College, with the score tied 1-1, they were headed into overtime. In the second overtime, with 45 seconds left, take a listen to the dramatic finish.
Clara Smith for the Yellow Jackets. Right-footed ball in the middle. Here's a shot, and they score!
Up next, they will head to UW Stout on Wednesday, September 15th, and Northland on September 18th. 6 teams won Subway Stinger Classic. Friday featured matchups with Northland and Nebraska Wesleyan. Opening match with conference foe Northland, the Yellow Jackets would grind out to win 3-2 for their first of the season. In the nightcap, they'd face the Prairie Wolves, and this opening set went back and forth as Cassie Teff would find Alexi Preed, who gets the kill to win the set 33-31. Nebraska Wesleyan would take the win 3-1. Saturday in the morning, they would defeat Concordia 3-2, but in the afternoon, they were defeated by McAllister in a heartbreaking 2-3 loss to go 2-2 on the weekend. Up next, they'll head to Bethel for 2 matches on Saturday, September 18th.